It's good to have your company here on Business Now. Now, for 5 years, the European, American, Japanese and Korean car makers have been in a pitch battle with the Chinese electric vehicle makers. New names like BYD, Chery, Wuling and Geely have emerged. But in Australia, electric vehicle sales this year have pretty much collapsed. Resale values of second-hand EVs, well, they've been, frankly, a bit of a disaster. David McCowen is News Corp's Director of Motoring Contact, just back from the Munich Motor Show. What was that like?
There was plenty going on. The Europeans put on a really brave face with plenty of new models, pretty much all of them electric, but I think behind the scenes there are some real challenges there.
All right, but you said to me that the Chinese were there in droves as well. So you saw all of the Chinese alongside all of those European car makers. So there's a battle on, isn't there?
Absolutely. It was really interesting to see the Volkswagen Group outline all of its new models on a stage, and right next door was XPeng, and they'd suspended their flying car practically over the top of Volkswagen's stage to sort of flex on them and show off. There's a lot going on.
Okay, so is the technology driving the future of the way in which we will see our cars in the future? Because Australians are resistant. They've gone for hybrids in a big way, but they haven't necessarily gone for the electric vehicles in the way we thought they might because of the range and because of the resale value.
Yeah, there certainly has been some massive challenge. I mean, we saw a lot of early adoption of EV technology, and hybrids definitely are proving more popular in Australia. It looks like our best-selling car this year will be the Toyota RAV4 hybrid, and it's interesting to see how car companies are responding to this. I mean, one of the most interesting cars I saw over there was a Volkswagen called the Scout, which is a spin-off brand, a little bit like Jeep, so these tough, rugged off-roaders. They want to bring a pickup truck to Australia that has an electric motor, but also a range-extending petrol engine that gives it 800 kilometres of range and all the same abilities as a ute, but fundamentally it's going to have electric drive too.
Okay, so what is the number, do you think, for the range of electric vehicles of the future? What's the magic number that the manufacturers have to get to make the consumer more willing to buy those cars?
I think the range is one thing. I mean, I saw the new BMW iX3 over in Germany, and that has 800 odd kilometres of range, which is really strong. 1,000 kilometres isn't going to be too far off. But to me, I think the more important number is the price, and that's where we've seen really a lot of growth in the EVs that are proving popular. It's the cheaper ones.
But I was going to say, the cheaper ones are the Chinese ones.
Yes.
And isn't that the big issue here for the European car manufacturers, that they can't keep their prestige, they can't keep that brand sort of class, if you like, and that we would pay more for that because, frankly, we look at it and say, if it's an appliance, we'll buy it for less.
That is really one of the tricky questions. At the top end, things are going very quiet on the EV front, where brands like Porsche showed off a couple of years ago $5 million electric car concepts that would be the fastest cars that we've ever seen on the road. But there's not a lot of market for those really high-end things. And even at the top end with things like the Porsche Taycan and the Audi e-tron GT today, yeah, they're not strong sellers, and on the resale front, they are a bit scary. Well,
I was going to say, because I've spoken to, sort of people who are in the car sales industry, and they're really saying that they've got consumers coming back who might have committed to $300,000, coming back in, getting way less than half of what that original value was only 2 years ago, and they've got some disgruntled consumers on their hands.
Absolutely. I think it's a rule of thumb, basically. If you're buying a car that's not popular when it's new and has a warranty and it's the flash new thing, but if that's not a car that has a lot of demand for it when it's new, when it's secondhand, it's really going to be a sad story.
So then that also goes to the life of the battery, because as you talked about, some of the batteries might have a certain number of recharges, but there's a point at which that battery starts to get old, and so the value of the car has to plummet at that time. It's like an expiring option in a share market, for example.
Yeah, absolutely. The cheapest electric cars that you're going to find in Australia secondhand are the oldest ones, because they get down to having less than 100 kilometres of range once they've been on the road for 10 years and have been charged and discharged so many times. But the technology is helping that. I think we've come a long way with things like battery cooling and the way that charging is managed, and the car makers have a better understanding of how to protect the battery so that it does last a long time.
So did you drive anything fun or see anything fun while you're away?
Saw plenty of fun things, didn't drive anything. It was a real whirlwind, quick trip. Definitely some of the highlights. That new BMW does look great. And then there's the Mercedes alternative to it, the GLC. I rode around on an electric scooter over there, which I thought was pretty fun, just like a Lime scooter. But we've definitely got those here. It's great to get around.
David, always good to have you in the program. It's great to get that insight straight back from the Motoring Show. And many thanks for your time.
Thank you.
There you go.